We asked storytellers to select a type of story and some words to inspire the stories that they tell.
Layla was sitting in her room one day and she was really, really bored. It was a gray, gloomy, rainy day. She did not want to go outside, which was her favorite thing, was to play in the backyard. And she was just kind of miserable. She was starting to crawl the walls with boredom. She opened the closet. At the top of it, she found a shoebox. And she said, I don't recognize that. I wonder what that is. Finally, something to capture her attention. So she climbed up to get it down. It looked like it was going to fall on her head, but it didn't. She sat back down with her back against the bed, cross-legged, and the shoebox was on her lap. She opened the shoebox, and in it was a daisy. You'd think if you found a box with a daisy in it that the daisy would be dried. But somehow, even though this daisy was not connected to the earth and was not in a vase full of water, it was completely fresh and alive. Layla had no idea how this could be, but she was intrigued. She reached into the box and took hold of the daisy in both hands, holding it like as if it was a magic wand that you'd have to really grip. And as she held it and sat there straight, sparkles started to flutter in the room. And as gray as it was outside, there were bright embers starting to build. And her room was full of light all of a sudden, but it wasn't light like from the sun. It was light like from a burning campfire. It wasn't burning. Her room was completely safe. But she had to follow the light, so she kept gripping onto the daisy. And it was almost as if when she walked closer to what felt like a fire, she was walking into that center yellow part of the daisy. And she just walked and kept walking into it. And all of a sudden, she was just surrounded by a warm yellow brightness. She could feel herself rising up as if she was part of a flower that was blooming. And all of a sudden it was pitch black. And she's still moving without moving. She herself was not moving, but everything was around her, and it's black. And she sees one of the petals on this daisy sparkling as white as a star. And she heard a voice that said, Layla, we've been waiting for you. And as she looked at that petal of the daisy that was sparkling, she saw it was lots of little white sparkles. And they all started growing bigger and bigger. And it turned out it was 12 fairies. Each one looked like a different flower. Each one had a different look, entirely different colors, different hair, different petal dresses. And suddenly she was surrounded by them, as if you were surrounded in a garden of flowers, but it was a garden of fairies. Pitch black, but with bright colors surrounding her. She had no idea what to say or do. She was just clutching that daisy. And their voices got louder and louder, and they said, Layla, we've been waiting for you because we know you've wanted to be outside and play in the garden. And we know you're bored at home in the rain. But we just wanted you to know that we've loved so much that you take care of us, that you make sure that our soil is turned and that we're watered. And even when you're inside, bored on a day like this, because you can't look at us. We hope you'll remember that we need these days. We need this rain. So you always keep us company when you come outside, and we wanted to keep you company and join you inside. And Layla smiled, and she knew she wasn't alone, and even if she was bored, there was a reason this time. She hung out with the fairies for a while, and she walked back through that fiery yellow. She went back to bed, and she had the best dreams. The end.